Hi everyone, my name's Shannon. Welcome to the Florida Fishing Academy's virtual classroom. If you tuned in last week, you probably learned about the tackle box, you learned about creating your own creature, and you learned a little bit about your environment. What we're going to do this week is we're going to learn about fishing regulations, knot tying, and also pollution. Today we're going to learn about fishing rules and regulations. Those regulations are set in place by the FWC. The FWC stands for the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. They handle a lot of things in the state of Florida, both protection of wildlife in zoos, aquariums, and in local habitats, as well as research. Let's take a look at the Florida fishing rules and regulations set out by the FWC. You'll see in our YouTube link below that we have our fishing rules and regulation guides. Take a look at that guide. You'll find a lot of different things on there. You'll find different fish and even some crabs and sharks. Take a look and let us know what you see. Here we have opened the Florida Fishing Rules and Regulations for saltwater fishing. If you look along this list here, they're updated every year and sometimes periodically throughout the year. As you look around here, you're going to see different fish. You're going to see reef fish and snappers. And we have all the different types of snappers here. And then you're going to have your groupers, some more reef fish, your deep sea pelagic fish, and then some coastal species of fish. After you get through those regulations, you may notice that you're missing certain types of fish that you may have caught before. Sometimes that means that those fish are unregulated. You're also going to find crustaceans and mollusks, and sharks, and you're going to get a whole list on different sea creatures that you cannot keep. As you look at these rules and regulations, you'll notice that there's different rules depending on where you are. Here we're looking at the red snapper. As you look at the red snapper, you're going to see rules for different things. You're going to see a minimum size limit. Those minimum size limits are what the fish is required to be at its smallest size. Here in Palm Beach County, we are on the Atlantic Ocean. So we will follow the guidelines for Atlantic. If you are on the west coast of Florida, you are going to be following the guidelines for the Gulf. Here in the Atlantic Ocean, your red snapper must be at least 20 inches. If it's any smaller than 20 inches, even if it's 19 3/4 of an inch, you have to throw it back. But if it's any larger, say it's 25 or 30 inches, you're good to keep it. You'll also notice that there's seasons. Here right now in the Atlantic, they have an open season for red snappers, but it's pending in the Gulf Coast, meaning that if you're going fishing over on the Gulf Coast, it's best to double check if those rules or regulations have changed. You'll also notice that here on the Gulf Coast and the Atlantic Coast, you are only allowed to have 2 per harvester or per person, meaning that if you go out fishing with a friend or a family member, then you each get to take 2 red snappers per person. Next, we'll take a look at some reef fish. The great barracuda is a pretty cool fish to take a look at. We already learned that they can be fairly aggressive with shiny things, but they're pretty easy to catch. Now, these rules and regulations for the barracuda are a little bit different than our red snapper. You'll notice that it says regulations only apply in Collier, Monroe, Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and Martin counties. Since we're in Palm Beach County, we are going to have to follow these rules. The minimum size limit for a great barracuda is not less than 15 inches or no more than 36 inches. That's kind of an odd restriction because sometimes your fish can be too small and other times your fish can be too large. You're going to see that there's also a daily recreational bag limit. That is 2 per person or up to 6 per vessel or per boat. meaning that if you have 4 people on your boat and each of you catch 2 barracuda, you can't keep 2 of them. You'll also notice that sometimes you may possess 1 barracuda over the 36 inches per boat or per vessel. They are unregulated in all other parts of the state of Florida. Fishing rules and regulations are very important, and many people forget that they may need a fishing license. If you go freshwater fishing, you oftentimes need a license, and if you go saltwater fishing, you'll need a license as well. As long as you're under 16, those license rules do not pertain to you. If you are over the age of 16, though, you will need to register for a fishing license. Now what we're going to do is we're going to practice measuring. If you have a measuring tape or a ruler, try and find that so you can use it. But if not, you can use a gift card, credit card, business card, or even a dollar bill. These things have standard measurements. A gift card and a business card are just about 2 inches across. A dollar bill is 6 inches across. You can use these in place of a ruler if you don't have one at home. All right, now we want to put your measurement skills to the test. If you have a ruler or tape measure, you can use that. But if not, we've taught you how to use the dollar, being 6 inches, and a credit card, gift card, or ID card being 2 inches across. What we're going to do is we're going to measure this Cheerio box. I'm going to take this dollar bill and I'm going to put it on my Cheerio box. It fits once, but it goes over just a little bit, meaning that it's just shy of $2 bills. If $1 bill is 6 inches, then $2 bills is going to be just about 12 inches. Let's check that with my tape measure. Yep, it's just shy of 12 inches. Perfect. I want you to go around your house and find a few things to measure. Make yourself a little graph and measure a few items in your home. I want you to name the item. I want you to make a guess at how long you think it might be. And then I want you to do the actual measurement. Share what you find with us.